County, Delaware. I'm your host, Melody Kitchen. You never know who we're going to talk to or where we're going to visit. For today's show, I'm pleased to welcome to the NCC TV studio David Stradley, the producing artistic director for the Delaware Shakespeare Festival, which runs through July 31st at Rockwood Park. Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me.
Now, to begin with, can you tell us about your role with the Delaware Shakespeare Festival?
Yeah. So I serve as producing artistic director, which means I do everything from choosing the play that we're doing that year to organizing the cast to taking out the trash every night at Rockwood Park. Everything in between.
Now, I just want to ask, the basics before we get started. Where is it going to take place, and when will it take place?
For the 11th summer in a row, we perform at the beautiful Rockwood Park, the gorgeous, Newcastle County Park. We perform right behind the mansion. Seating is on your own lawn chairs, your own blankets.
Okay, good to know.
And we perform now through July 31st, Wednesday through Sunday. Most of our shows start at 7:30, but the grounds open 75 minutes beforehand for picnicking and pre-show entertainment. And then Sundays are our family nights, and on Sundays we start at 6 p.m. The grounds open at 4:45, and kids 12 and under are free with a parent admission on that night.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Now, what is this year's play?
Yeah, this year's play is The Comedy of Errors. It's one of Shakespeare's earliest plays, but one of his funniest. Sometimes people call it a farce, because it's just full of mistaken identity and people being confused for one another, and all sorts of weird and wild things happen on this one day in the city of Ephesus. It's a play about two sets of identical twins who are separated at birth, and on this day they happen to find one another without actually knowing they have found one another, and that sends out a whole bunch of hijinks, as they say.
Now, how did you pick this play in particular?
Yeah. We typically will kind of do, it's not necessarily a formula, but if you look at a kind of 3-year patterns, we typically do a kind of really famous comedy. So last year we did Taming of the Shrew, which is one of Shakespeare's most popular comedies. And then we kind of do a not as well-known comedy, and that's, The Comedy of Errors. That's necessarily not on people's, top 5 of Shakespeare's greatest comedies. And then we'll do a serious play, so that we're doing a kind of well-rounded pattern. So this year was a year for a comedy that wasn't one of the most famous ones, and Comedy of Errors has actually always been one of my favorite plays. So I was directing this year, so I said we're gonna do Comedy of Errors because it's a play I've always wanted to direct. Absolutely,
and also you're just bringing something to light that a lot of people might not have ever seen or heard of. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the cast members that are involved in the performance?
We're a professional theater company, so the cast has 14 actors in it. 9 of those actors are area professionals from the kind of greater Delaware, Philadelphia area.
Okay.
And then we have 5 college apprentice actors who play smaller roles and understudy larger roles. And those are all actors from, again, area colleges, University of Delaware, Temple, Westchester, all those areas. One actor particularly to point out is the actor playing the lead. His name is Brendan Moser. He's playing Antipholus of Syracuse, and he's actually the lead drama teacher at Cab Calloway School of the Arts.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you get a little bit of, you give the college students an opportunity to perform, in front of a lot of people, something they might not get. Do you think that Comedy of Errors would still be funny for today's audiences?
I know it's still funny for today's audiences. We opened on Friday, July 15th, and there were a lot of laughs out at the park. So I don't think, I know. And there's 2 characters, kind of clown characters, the other twins, the Dromios, and they were just getting big laughs all throughout our opening weekend.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, what kind of weather are you expecting?
It's always beautiful at Rockwood Park, right? That's one of our agreements with Newcastle County, is they just guarantee 3 weeks of great weather. No, it's one of the, being outdoors is our greatest strength, and the thing that maybe people go, should I come out this weekend? Because it's the summer in Newcastle County. Sometimes we'll have rain, sometimes we'll have heat. But in case of rain, we do always continue performing in a light rain. If the rain gets heavier, we take a break. If we ever have to stop a show for either rain or for lightning, we do give everyone that attends a rain voucher to come back and see a show again. So you're never at risk of being out for your investment.
Absolutely. Now, as you've said before, the Comedy of Errors is based on twins. Now, does that affect the show in any way?
Yeah, the last couple of years, if our audiences come out a lot, they'll realize that we change where the stage is located each year, and we change kind of the setup of the stage. Last year for Taming of the Shrew, we did it in the round with the audience on all 4 sides, which our audience really liked. But this year, since it was a play about two sets of identical twins, we thought a really interesting thing to do would be to have a runway stage. So literally, at the back lawn of Rockwood Mansion, we have a 64-foot stage that runs in a diagonal right down the middle of the lawn, and the audience sits in two kind of twinned sections on either side of that stage. So they're kind of staring at each other as audience members throughout the play, just like at the very end, the two sets of twins kind of stare and go, "Wow, you're my twin."
Oh, that's
awesome.
So
it's part of the plot, but it's also impacted how we actually set up the play for our audience this summer.
Now, can we get back into a little bit of the history of the Delaware Shakespeare Festival and Rockwood? How did that begin?
Right. Well, the company is 14 years old, and for the first 3 years, the company performed on the grounds of Archmere Academy in Claymont. But our audience size grew so quickly that we needed a larger venue, and Newcastle County was kind enough to say, "Come on out to Rockwood." So we've been at Rockwood for 11 years now, and the audience has been just continually, steadily growing. The last 2 years, we've gotten over 3,500 people out to see the show at Rockwood Park,
wow.
and this year we're hoping for 4,000.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't come. Now I know County Executive Tom Gordon, he wants to bring the arts to the people, so this is one of his efforts in doing that. What can you say about the partnership between?
Well, I mean, quite frankly, it's not a lie to say we could not do what we do as a Shakespeare company without the partnership of County Executive Tom Gordon and Newcastle County as a whole.
Absolutely.
I mean, the relationship with the park staff is incredible. You know, they're setting up lights for us. They're, you know, helping us out with storage on a year-round basis. And you know, we keep our ticket prices as low as we possibly can. At $18, we're the lowest professional theater ticket in Delaware. And we could not do that without the support that Newcastle County provides us. So it really is, you know, one of our kind of themes is Shakespeare is for everyone. And you said, you know, County Executive, you know, wants to bring the art to the people. And that's really what we feel strongly about as well. And you know, we couldn't keep ticket prices as low as we do without the support of Newcastle County.
Sure. Now, just for our audience at home, could you once more repeat when and where it's going to take place?
Yeah, we run from now through July 31st. We perform Wednesday through Sundays. Wednesday through Saturday, the show's at 7:30. Sundays, it's at 6 p.m. Tickets are $18 for adults, $16 for seniors and military, and $14 for students. You can buy your tickets ahead of time on our website, which is delshakes.org, or you can also just show up at the park 75 minutes before the show every night and buy your tickets there at the park. And again, you can bring out a picnic, you can bring your own food, your own drink, and seating is on your own blankets and chairs, and it's just a really lovely, relaxed community event that brings everyone together.
Well, thank you so much for coming out today, David. Is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Just that, you know, we got a great quote from an audience member this past weekend that said, "You guys make Shakespeare contemporary while still keeping it traditional." So for anybody that thinks, "Oh, I can't understand it, it's so hard to get," we've had three audiences that have just had a blast. No one's had any trouble understanding it. We have a 3-piece band this year that's kind of playing a funk score underneath it. So it's not Shakespeare in tights and, you know, seemingly old-fashioned. We make it contemporary, we make it relevant while keeping it traditional.
Well, thank you so much. I know it's going to be great, and I know it's going to be a great success.
Great. Thanks so much.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Spotlight on Newcastle County. I hope you enjoyed today's show about the annual Delaware Shakespeare Festival going on through July 31st. On behalf of County Executive Thomas P. Gordon, I want to thank you for watching NCC TV, your source for local news and information on Newcastle County, Delaware. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Tony Prado and all the NCC TV crew, this is Melody Kitchen. Thanks for watching. Take care.